Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of our Road to the GOAT series. Now we are playing with Tier 1 teams, and my go-to Tier 1 team is the 2011-2012 Oklahoma City Thunder. I haven't really played with this team a lot, or I haven't shown them in videos a lot, but I really do like playing with this team. This is probably the team that best fit my play style just because of the three guys they had. And I've mentioned them before: James Harden, Kevin Durant, Russell Westbrook. And then the supporting cast on this team consists of a lot of defensive guys and guys who can also hit the three ball when left wide open. But it's really going to come down to the scoring of the three superstars or the three stars on the team, and then the supporting cast playing defense and getting on a fast break pretty quickly. So in today's matchup, I have the Thunder, of course, and my opponent have the current Brooklyn Nets, consisted of Kyrie Irving, James Harden, and Kevin Durant. So this should definitely be a interesting matchup, you know? Both teams have Kevin Durant and James Harden. The only difference is within the stars are Westbrook and Kyrie Irving. And if I had to choose which one I would go over, Westbrook or Kyrie, in a sense of 2K, I would probably go with Westbrook because Westbrook could play a little bit of defense. Kyrie defense on 2K this year is absolutely horrendous. He could get taken to the paint so easily. With Westbrook, I don't really have to view him as a defensive liability, and that's a guy who is going to hustle hard in real life and in 2K. So I like playing with Westbrook over Kyrie. I would pick Westbrook over Kyrie. The only downside to playing with Westbrook is in some cases that I've played with the Oklahoma City Thunder, he seems to rack up fouls at a crazy rate. Like, he may have like 5 fouls before the third quarter even ends, and it may lead to me sitting him on the bench for a while, and then it kind of hurts because if we're in a close game and I need him, well, I can't have him foul out, but again, I need him for the rest of the game, so I have to put him in later than I wanted to. So that's the one downside of playing with Westbrook. But other than that, I like playing with Westbrook, and I really like playing with this team. So let's get back onto the game here. James Harden in the corner of the court. DeAndre Jordan is out there guarding James Harden. So this is an easy mismatch. I should be able to get to the rim pretty easily, and I try to do that there, but we don't. So I decide to rethink my decision. I see Joe Harris on Kevin Durant. I say, okay, this is a much better matchup. KD right to the rim, easy basket for us. So my opponent, he was pretty good. I don't know. He was just taking me to work with James Harden, and I made the mistake of putting James Harden on James Harden, and he was just absolutely cooking me in this matchup. As you can see, he hits that mid-range with James Harden there. What I should have done is have James Harden, my OKC James Harden, guard Kyrie Irving, and then Russell Westbrook would guard James Harden on the Brooklyn Nets. But it's a change that we end up making later down the road, and we'll see how that one plays out. So we come right back and hit a three-pointer with Kevin Durant, and that's why I like playing with Kevin Durant. I'm a lot more confident shooting with him. But look at this guy here. He hits a three with James Harden, and another adjustment that I had to make was that we needed to switch on all the screens just to make life easier so that the guys didn't really have to fight too hard when the screen was set, and then it leads to like a wide open jump shot like that. So end of the first quarter, pretty intense and entertaining game so far. Score is 15-15. I can't really seem to pull away because of my defense. In that first quarter, I don't think our offense was too bad. It was just really our defense and the guy running pick and rolls and like picking fades and getting wide open shots that really killed us. And I mentioned this before, Oklahoma City Thunder, they do not have the best defense, and so in some cases it really hurts to play with this team. But like I said, you could always make adjustments to hide their defensive liabilities, although they have a lot of good defensive players on this team. But it just really depends on who you're going up against. Like a team like the Brooklyn Nets, that's a team that has a lot of offensive firepower, so I'm not surprised that this is a back and forth game. And another thing that kind of surprised me in this game, good shot here by Kyrie, just a beautiful mid-range jumper there, is that my opponent, he had Kevin Durant, no, he had Joe Harris, excuse me, guarding Kevin Durant for a majority of the game, and we were able to take advantage of it, but it seemed kind of a surprise that he would just leave that matchup as is. But nonetheless, we still have to see how that matchup goes for him at the end of the video, whether he wins or lose. So we get a download to Nazr Mohammed. He gets his 2 points, and now we're up by 2 points. On the offensive possession again, Russell Westbrook just going to work on Kyrie Irving. I know Westbrook post spin is not going to be the highest, but when you have Kyrie guarding you, you could get that any day. Kyrie stops, pops, pull up for 3. That's a good shot by my opponent. That was pretty impressive. And I'm telling you, this guy, he was pretty good, you know? Although his defense wasn't the best, his offense was pretty efficient. When he was left wide open, he was just hitting shots like crazy. And then when he was getting to the rim, he was finishing layups. So this guy, he had to had a good record just by the way he played this game. And it was another one of those opponents who didn't really do anything special, but the way he worked the ball around on offense just led to easy and wide open shots. That pick and roll, pick and fade was pretty effective for him. And look, we get caught up on it heavy. James Harden can't fight over it quickly enough, and that leads to another easy dunk for him. So we still have our 2-point lead, but right now he's cooking me, and I'm trying to just play the best defense that I can. Joe Harris, I don't know why I sagged off of Joe Harris with Kevin Durant. I probably meant to click onto the center, but ended up getting switched on to Kevin Durant. But we get it right back, and the foul. So we are just trying to continually build upon our lead, but it really comes down to our defense. So we're at the line with Kevin Durant. The free throw is up and the free throw is good. So now it's back to a 2-point lead for us with about 30 seconds remaining in the first half. My opponent back on offense. His main focal point, James Harden, this man right here. I don't know what happened to James Harden, how he went so far up under that screen, but he hits the 3 and he takes the lead heading into halftime. And you can see that my opponent offense is pretty good because he's shooting 67%, but I'm also shooting 65%. So I don't know if you can say very good offense and bad defense, but that's what it seemed like in this game. Coming out of halftime, we caught my opponent lacking. James Harden straight to the rim, past Kyrie. Easy buckets for us. So now we're shooting 67%. We have attempted the same amount of shots and made the same amount of shots as well. Look at him here, Kevin Durant. I thought I closed out good enough, but Kevin Durant is just a shooter on this game, and he hits that 3-pointer. So my opponent, he gets the inbound still, caught me lacking. I tried to push the tempo a little bit quicker than I should have, and he had the steal, and he gets to the rim, gets the foul, and he's heading to the free throw line. First free throw is up and good with James Harden. So my opponent, he's starting to pull away a little bit. He makes the second free throw, and now it's a 4-point game just like that. So not a great start for us coming out of halftime, but it's still a lot of time left in this game, so it's no need to really rush. Just be patient and try to get the best shot available. So look at this matchup here. As I said earlier, he had Joe Harris guarding Kevin Durant, and this is just way too easy. I'm just waiting for everyone to clear out. Shot clock winding down. I'm just being patient. I know I still got enough time. We get it over Joe Harris, and we cut his lead down back to 2 points. So you can see the momentum has shifted a little bit. In the first half, we always held on to a 2-point lead. But now in the second half, he is holding on to the lead, but we are still fighting. And now we finally do take the lead back from him, and it makes it a 39-38 score. James Harden, once again, he's looking for that 3-pointer, but Westbrook is there. You see, I had to change that matchup, but James Harden still gets by Westbrook, and he slams it down to take the lead back. So I'm having a hard time defending this guy, even with off-ball defense, on-ball, off-ball, man-to-man. It's not working, and at some point, we may have to think about going to a zone defense. But at this point in the game, I'm not really too worried. I know I can score consistently on offense too, as Kevin Durant just slams it down, help pushing our lead a little bit more further. So less than 2 minutes and 30 seconds remaining in the third quarter. Kevin Durant now being guarded by Kyrie. That's just way too easy. I don't know what he was doing on the defensive side of the ball, but he had some pretty bad matchups. And I can't really remember if he went into the settings to make adjustments to the matchups, but the matchups he was having on defense was not looking too good. And so we have finally reclaimed the lead, but Kyrie Irving left them open for a little while and he hits that shot. So now it's back down to a 2-point game. And during this game, I didn't really have a lot of room to put the reserves in. So we just had to make do with our starters and try and conserve the energy the best to our abilities. So now we're going back to Kevin Durant, guarded by Joe Harris. That's way too easy. He can't bring help defense. It doesn't matter. We're going to slam it down anyway. So now I'm starting to bring in the reserves. I still have Kevin Durant out there. I jump because I thought he was going to shoot with James Harden, and he has done that before, but he caught me lacking and dumped it down low to Blake Griffin for an easy dunk. So the lead is still to 2 points. Kevin Durant, easy to the rim, and now Kevin Durant has his takeover. Bad pass by me, and he's on the fast break with the Nets, and that's Joe Harris in the corner of the court. And once he threw that shot up, I was like, man, I know he hit this shot because whenever he's left wide open, he is not missing. But third quarter winding down. Kevin Durant, too easy, just bully ball on the inside. Has his takeover, and that's against Joe Harris. Come on, you might as well count that for an automatic 2 points for us right there. So James Harden, I don't know how he found the stamina to get that dunk over Westbrook, but he does, and that's going to be it for the third quarter. We still have a little lead, a 3-point lead, 53-50, end of the third quarter. Now we must head into the fourth, where everything is on the line now. This is going to show who had the better strategy, and let's get it started right off by Kevin Durant, still going to work, slamming it down for 2 points, and now our lead has increased by 5. Kevin Durant shooting 79%, so he was pretty efficient in this game. And Kevin Durant, I'm telling you, he's just a scorer from all around the court, especially when you have an easy matchup like Kyrie or Joe Harris guarding him. But my opponent, he has this takeover with James Harden, and Harden is just cooking. I could not stop this man on defense. I don't know what was wrong with me, but our defense should have been a lot better than what it was this game. So now, my opponent, he's reaching, he's bringing the double team. We're going to slow it down. James Harden left wide open. Three-pointer, count it. We got it to go. And so now the score is 58-52 on the fast break opportunity with Kevin Durant. Straight to the rim, slamming it down with one hand. Now 60-52, an 8-point lead for us. So he's trying to slow things down. Westbrook guarding James Harden, steps back. I'm there to contest the shot. He passes out of it, gives it back to James Harden. I have to try and play the drive, and that's what I try to do here, but Kyrie is just going to cook me, but I get the charge called there. Impressive defense. Finally on one possession, we get a good defensive possession, and now we have the ball back. On offense once more, Westbrook to the rim, fake drive, but I said, okay, you know what? He's bringing the double team again. That's way too easy of a pass. We can't really get it there to Nazr Mohammed, but he dumps it off low to Serge Ibaka, and now the lead has increased to 10 points. So the defense turning up, the offense has been turning up this whole entire game, and now it's a 12-point lead. Kevin Durant hits that nice mid-range jump shot. That was a perfect release, and my opponent has called it quits. He had enough, and the fourth quarter was too much for him, so that's another victory for us. And that is our first Tier 1 victory in this league with the Oklahoma City Thunder. I want to thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.